guys, welcome back to the Live at Love podcast. Today I'm here with one of my favorite people ever, Anna Claire Patterson.
Hey guys.
Me and Anna Claire actually went to high school together, or went to senior year together, but we were freshman year roommates, and now we're, summer of our sophomore year, and we get to talk to you guys about all things roommates, advice for college, and just what it means to have accountability with someone who is also a believer in Christ, and just like all the tips and tricks about how we kind of like walk through our faith with the Lord, and like how we dealt with anxiety and different fears that freshman year of college can, things can happen there. So I'm going to give it away to Anna Claire, and she's going to tell us about herself a little.
All right. Hey guys, I'm really excited to be here. So thanks for having me, Liv. And so as you know, I'm Anna Claire. I'm Olivia's freshman year roommate, and I'm from Greenville, South Carolina, and we're headed into our sophomore year, and I'm an accounting major. So I met Olivia starting my senior year of high school, and let me just say I was not very excited about having a new girl at my high school. Starting senior year, we went to a really, really small high school.
19 kids.
19 kids and 6 girls. And so I was really nervous about having another girl there, but I think it just turned out the best way it could have, and it was from the Lord in the end. And so we went through all senior year together. We started TR Young Life here in Greenville, and I think that brought us super close. And through that, we both were looking at schools to apply to, and we didn't even talk about it, but we just ended up both applying to Clemson, and then we both got in, and just kind of like talking together, like, what are you thinking about doing for roommate? Like, we just kind of didn't, I don't know. We never really were like, okay, like, let's go to Clemson, let's be roommates.
I feel like she'll probably talk about this, but there's a fear to that too, of like hating your like best friend when you like live together. And so I feel like we both kind of like message people, or I first message people, like you like text people on Instagram, we're like, hey, let's be roommates. Girl. Like, hey girl, I'm gonna be a freshman at Clemson, and like you do the weird like DM thing. And so I think we both kind of did that, and then
I think we got really close really quick, and so there was a lot of like, what should we do, like asking kind of like older peers, like, what do you think, like, do you think it would be smart for us to room together? And at first we got a lot of like, I don't think you should, like, do not room with your friends, like, find somebody new. And so then we both went to Instagram and like tried to find people, but I think in the end we talked it out over brunch and we like asked each other questions like you would, and we just like prayed about it and thought about it, and we're like, you know what, I think maybe we should try it out. Like, I don't know, we just felt like peace. I think that was the word that we kept saying, like, when we prayed about it and thought about it, like, I thought about rooming with other people, and I just never felt that peace from the Lord that I felt when I just like finally made the decision to like, okay, let's just room together, let's just do it.
I know, I still have that note on my notes app. We like wrote out notes to ask each other, which was so funny. But so then after that,
like we picked Sweet Mates and we moved into Clemson, and I think just going throughout the whole year, I think it just ended up being like the best thing for us.
Yeah. And that doesn't mean that there wasn't like bad things that like happened. Not bad things, but like, everyone has their moments, and we definitely like worked through a lot of stuff that happened, but I feel like it kind of like made us closer. And I feel like I know Anna Claire like way more now than like I did before, because like, you live with someone, but you also see both sides, the good, the bad, the ugly, and Anna Claire's definitely seen the ugly of me.
Definitely
lots of crying. That's okay. You learn a lot freshman year, and I feel like a lot of people don't realize that. Like, you grow so much, and everyone would tell me that, and then coming out of it, I'm like, I definitely learned a lot from that.
Yeah, and I think even more than just like having a friend as a roommate, that worked out, but I think through it, I had more than a friend in Olivia. I had an accountability partner, which ended up just like, that is what I needed my freshman year to like stay on track of what I had like grown up to believe in and what I wanted to believe in for the rest of my life.
Yeah, and I think like Anna Claire, so you guys know I'm from Maine, and like in Maine I didn't really have like someone that was an accountability partner that was really my age and also like my good friend. It was like either my young life leaders or older girls that I looked up to that like would say one thing but then have their own friends and do their own thing. So I think it was definitely definitely a God thing that we, like, were roommates and got to hold each other accountable. And at first, it was kind of, like, we didn't really. Like, we did it.
It was kind of awkward.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, I don't want to tell you, like, or you didn't want to tell me, like, Anna, you shouldn't
like,
be doing that because we were, like, friends.
And we were, like, scared. Like, we were scared we were going to be disappointed in each other, but at the same time, like, it's okay to be disappointed.
It's, like, what we needed.
Yeah.
Because, like, a good, like, knock in the right direction is what I needed sometimes.
You. That's totally true. Yeah, so we're going to talk a lot about accountability today. And, yeah, so I'm going to start us out with some prayer, and then Anna's going to start us into it. Hey, Jesus, thank you so much for letting us just get back to recording episodes and just spreading your word through a social media platform, Lord. And I just pray for today's episode and that everyone that gets to hear it and that you just give us peace over this and just we get to learn lots about accountability. In Jesus' name, amen.
All right, so I think, I don't know, going into the summer of our freshman year, I was really nervous about a roommate, and I don't know, just, like, what would that entail? Like, would we do everything together? Would we not do everything together? How does my, like, Christian ministries, like, align with my roommate? Like, how, like, if we pick different things, how is that going to work? What if we pick the same things? Are we just going to be, like, clones of each other? Like, how is that going to all work out? But at the same time, I wanted her to be in my life and, like, knowing everything about me and, like, point me in the right direction and keep me headed the right direction, because there's so much there that can get you off track, but there's also so much good there.
I feel like for me, like, me and Anne Claire are two different very different people. We're also very, very similar. And so for me, I was like, I want a roommate, but I wasn't used to, like, having someone always, like, wanting to hold me accountable and wanting to be there for me always. And so that was, like, one of the learning lessons I think we did, was just, like, hearing her side and, like, her heart for, like how she sees her friends and her friendships. And, like, she grew up always having this one amazing best friend. Shout out, Kelly.
Love you, Kelly.
And, I kind of grew up always just having different friends and not really, like I have one close friend, but then it kind of would end differently, and then I have other friends. So it was really cool getting to, like, hear her heart of seeing someone being, like, so on fire for the Lord, but also being like, okay, like, I always want to be your friend. Like, it isn't like something that I'm, like, bad or mad at you. Like, I always want to be there for you. And it was really cool to hear that, because there was one moment where, like, I was told, I don't know, it was just a different, like, miscommunication, and it just ended up, like, working out so well, of where we just, like, had this heart to heart. And I think that's one advice for, like, accountability with people, is you're gonna have to have those heart to heart talks.
Yeah, just talk it out.
You gotta rip the Band-Aid off. Nothing's ever perfect, and so I feel like a lot of times with friendships, like, it's good, it's surface level, it's good like that, but you don't really, like, dig into those deep things. And if you want an accountability partner, like, you're gonna have to go deep.
Yeah, and having those hard conversations is what like makes you closer, and what, like, makes them be able to help you more and help each other out more.
Yeah.
Like, even though it's not fun in the moment and wasn't fun in the moment. We had a few of those. But I think in the end it made us closer, and it just made us, like, able to help each other out more.
And in the end, you laugh at it. Like, now
we laugh at it.
And we laugh at it. And I will say, like, one advice I have, I guess, for just, like, if you are wanting to become really close with your freshman year roommate, like really just, like, love on her and be her friend. Because looking back, like, I wish I spent more time with Anna Claire, and I wish I, like, had more of just, like, bonding times of just me and her, because, like, there's so much to do at Clemson, and you want to, like, be involved and do everything and meet all these friends, but, like, you get so sidetracked and, like, in the moment, like. So I would encourage everyone who, like, is going to be a freshman at Clemson to just, or not at Clemson, but at any, like, college or going to have a roommate, just really, like, enjoy each other's company and really listen to their heart, because they always want the best for you. Like, they're not, like, there's different stories, but in the end, if they are a Christian and want to be accountable to you, like, they're not going to hurt you, is my advice for people. But
I think that's good.
Yeah. What else do you have to add?
I think, at first we just didn't want to do everything together, because we wouldn't want to be, like, those friends from Greenville not getting out of our bubble, like, oh, like, we want to distance ourselves, we want to have other friends, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter that much, like, how many friends or how many things you hang out with. Like, I know I could count on Olivia at the end of the day, so it didn't matter if I saw her, like, all day long.
Yeah.
Not much that week, if she was studying a bunch that week or, like, hanging out with other people. Like, I knew I had her at the end of the day, and I knew, like, those tough decisions, she'd always be there for me. So I feel like, I don't know, it goes through ups and downs, and, like, you get busy, they get busy. It doesn't mean they don't care about you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think they all want what's best for you, and I think through that, like, I just had a buddy in her, so, like, anytime I'd want to go try out something, especially at the beginning, we would do it together, and that's so much easier when you have a buddy.
We did, like, swing dancing. Was it swing or shag?
It was shag club.
Yeah, shag club.
And it was just not the shag we were used to, but, like, we just made a time out of it, and it was fun.
We did it together, and that was really fun. I know, I will say, too, like, at the end of the night, we would always have, like, debriefs. Like, we would sit in our bed. So, me and Anna Claire kind of did our, like, dorm room kind of, like, matching. So, we both had matching beds and, like, matching desks and lamps.
I wish you could insert a picture right now.
I know. Maybe I'll add it on the little Instagram. I don't know. But it was just so cute. I wish, like, someone took a picture of us because, like, every night we would debrief. We'd, like, sit on our phones, watch TikTok, and then I'll, like, think of something. I'll, like, talk to Anna Claire. And then she'll, like, 10 seconds later, talk to me about something.
And we'd just be talking for hours.
I know.
We'd go to sleep.
I know.
But I think just, like, even though she wasn't there for all, like, oh, I have to make a major decision now, like, I could always talk to her about it and, like, see where we were at that day and, like, what was stressing her out that day. How could I, like, be praying for you? And I think just those little talks, like, mean so much in the end.
Yeah, and then I guess if you're not roommates with someone that you want to have as an accountability partner, like, go get coffee with them, text them, you know, like, we have phones now, and, like, we can use them to just reach out and see how they're doing, and, like, I think there's a lot of times that you, like, want someone to just hold you accountable so bad, but, like, you also have to make the effort to, like, make those relationships and, like, find those connections to, like, have, like, hold people accountable. Like, you can't just, like, be praying, hey, God, like, I just want someone to, like, hold me accountable. Like, go out there, meet people, like, your church, your friends, your campus ministry, and just, like, meet those people, because at the end of the day, like, they definitely want to help you. And yeah, I think also adding to that too, I was telling Anna Claire how, like, at the end of the day, you're not going to go tell your campus ministry or, like, whatever ministry you're a part of, whatever it's your church, just about all the deep stuff and just stuff that you need help with. Like, at the end, you're just wanting to tell that one friend. And so Anna Claire was that one friend, like, not just because she was my roommate, but also because, like, she did hold me accountable. So it was like, you need that one person that wanting to hold you accountable and wanting to just hear everything about your life. So, like, I definitely encourage people listening to just find that one friend or find a group of people that can love on you no matter what is going on in your life. But
yeah, I would say definitely, like, if you already picked your roommate and you decided to go for the out-of-state roommate, like, you didn't make the wrong decision. Like, you can always find someone. You don't have to, like, ditch your home friends. Like, if there's one that can, like, help you out and be there for you, like put the time in and effort and, like, keep those friendships that will, like, last, because, like, you know that, like, you both believe in the same thing.
Yeah.
Don't ditch those friends.
Yeah, that's really good. I guess for, like, accountability for you, like, what was, like, do you remember, it doesn't even have to be with me, but, like, what is one thing that you always wanted to, like, have accountability with someone, like, in your walk with Christ?
I think, in my walk with Christ, I just felt, like, such nerves, like, moving from that, like, small Christian school to this, like, pretty semi-decent, big public university, and I think that was just a stress for me, like, I don't even know what to, I don't even know what to expect. Like, how am I going to, like, get to church? Like, how am I going to do that? But also, like, there are so many things to get you off track. Like, I want to stay on the right path. I think that was my main prayer. Like, I want to just stay on the right track. Like, and I have to make my faith my own. And I think that was something, like, I don't know, like, if I forgot to read my Bible that morning and I saw Olivia pulling it out, like, that would, like, she didn't even have to say anything to me. It was just, like, a good, like, Anna Claire, like, what are you, like, you forgot today, like, pull that back out and get back on track. I think just, like, even little things like that, it wasn't even words, it was just actions. And, like, I don't know, I'd see Olivia, like, calling a friend and being like, I'm thinking of you today, praying for you, and that would just, like, remind me, like, like, I need to be doing the same for other people. And it's just, even through actions, like, helping each other out with that accountability.
Yeah, that's really good. And I think part of that too, like, if your roommate isn't your accountability partner, and say you're having really bad roommate troubles, then find that accountability partner that you can go and, like, just talk about that, talk about that. And I think that's part of that too, because, like, college is a hard place, and like say you're kind of in the wrong crowd and you're falling off and you're like, I need help. Like, it's okay to talk to people about that. Like, they want to help you. And I think that's definitely one advice, especially in college. It's like everyone talks so much about the party life and the different things, but no one talks about how good the Christian community is, especially at Clemson. Like, I was shocked at how big it is. Yeah, like, probably because we are in the Bible Belt, but also it's just, like, it's really impactful to see, like, 19-year-old, 20-year-olds, like, wanting, so on fire for Jesus and, like, wanting to read their Bible, wanting to go administer to people, wanting to go just talk about Jesus with a friend. And that's what I, like, loved about Anna Claire, is that when I was having a rough day or, like, talking to people that really, like, would just, I don't know, didn't see the same eye as I did, like, at the end of the day, I could go back and talk to Anna Claire and be like, hey, this is what happened, like, what do you think? And she would, like, really give me advice, like, coming from the Lord and like what she thinks, like, by reading her Bible and just by spending the time with him, like, coming from, like, her heart instead of just, like, hearing someone's, like, worldly perspective. Like, it was really cool about hearing a different perspective, if that makes sense. But
yeah, I think that's so true, because, like, the stuff we read and the stuff we, like, think about totally impacts what we say to others, and, like, I don't know, the advice that we have to give, like, so can, like, come from the Lord or can come from the world. And I think just having that roommate or friend that's, like, on the same track as you is so, like, very important to find. Because I think even when we got put in situations where Olivia and I had to choose, like, do we want to go to, like, this thing that's probably not the best for us, or do we want to, like, go to FCA or, like, study the Bible together that night? I think those decisions are, like, who's not gonna, like, want to try out everything when they get to college? Because they say it's, like, the time of your life. Yeah. And it's not wrong to try those things out. But I think at the end of the day, like, not having Olivia there, I don't know what I would have done. Aww. Honestly.
That's sweet. I think, too, adding that on, like, for the girls listening, they're probably all girls listening, but yeah, definitely have an accountability partner to talk to you about guys and relationships. That's so true. Because
I forgot even that part of it. Yeah.
Because I mean, I feel like that's kind of like in women's nature to just talk about those things. It's fun to talk about that with all your friends. But it's also another thing to, like, have an accountability to talk about, because they'll give you, like, a different perspective than, like, a worldly perspective. And I think both me and Anna Claire definitely had to, like, talk to each other about different things, but totally different situations about a lot of things. But in the end, like, we laugh at it now, but it was, like, it's awkward. It's gonna be awkward. It's gonna be like, hey, you're gonna hate me if I tell you this, but, like, I want to tell you this not because I'm, like, saying you're a terrible person, but I'm, like, saying this because I feel like you are a good person and you're just doing it, like, something that you're not, like, you're better than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
it's hard to hear, but, like, it's so, like, once, like, somebody verbalizes it for you and you hear, oh my gosh, that's what I'm actually doing, or that's, like, I'm valuing a man over, like, my relationship with the Lord. Like, what am I getting myself into? I don't know. Olivia had to, like, smack me across the face a few times, like, with what she was saying. I was like, you know what, you're so right, Olivia, what am I doing right now?
Sorry, I'm just, as we're talking about this, so many memories are coming back to my mind.
They're all coming back. Yeah. Even if you think you're looking for the man in the right place, if he goes to church and he shows up to FCA, he may not be the right one.
Yeah, you never know. Like, my grandma told me not to date freshman year, and I kept having that in the back of my mind, but at the same time, I kept going on dates.
There's just so many boys
hanging out with some boys, and, like, it's fun. But at the end of the day, like, I'll never forget this story. So, like, I told Anna Claire, I was like, I'm done with guys. Like, I think Anna Claire was kind of, like, on the same track with me. Like, yeah, we're gonna focus on the Lord, all this stuff. The last night of freshman year, we made a mega bed in our dorm, right? And so everything's packed up. We had to, like, move all our mattresses, like, de-loft our beds, and so we, like, put our beds together. I'm, like, waiting for Anna Claire, because she's somewhere. And so she comes back, and so there's this amazing kid that I always talk so highly of. I was like, Anna Claire, like, please date this man. Like, he's amazing, all this stuff. And
he's gonna listen to this.
I know, he is. So she'd always be like, we're your friends. He doesn't like me like that. Like, come on, Olivia. And so I'd always be like, Anna Claire, come on. Like, I see it. Come on. And so let's just say I always ship them together, and at the last night of freshman year, she comes into the dorm and she goes, guess who has a boyfriend? And I never laughed so hard in my entire life. And it's just the moments like that where it's like, you need someone to hold you accountable, because, like, if I didn't push her to kind of be like, Anna Claire, come on, like, he's such an amazing guy, like, he's a godly guy, like, he's so sweet, and, like...
Yeah, and you saw it, like, in October. Like.
Yeah, and so if I didn't kind of, like, put that little, like, bug in her ear, like, this would probably be a whole different summer. Like, you probably wouldn't have a boyfriend, I don't think.
I probably wouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
Or let it pass by.
And so I love that. Like, it's so cool to see that, like, accountability partner is more than just a friend. Like, it's someone that's really, like, wanting the best for you, and...
Yeah, and, like, knows the in and out of you, which, like, helps so much when they're giving you advice and stuff. Because it's not just, like, another friend that's, like, giving an opinion. Like, if they know everything about you and, like, all the ins and outs and what you've been through and, like... I don't know, it just helps so much, and it's so, like, I don't know, like, peaceful to have in your life, just, like, that friend that can, like, always give you advice because they know what's going on.
That's so true. I'm going to say this verse before I kind of forget, which is kind of cool. It ties in with what we kind of were talking about. It's Galatians 6:1-2, and it says, "Brothers and sisters, if someone is overtaken in any wrongdoing, you who are spiritual, restore such a person with a gentle spirit, watching out for yourselves so that you also won't be tempted. Carry one another's burdens, in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ." So it's just a cool, like, description of just saying, like, how, like, holding someone accountability in your walk with Christ, it's, like, not only building you guys up as a person, but it's, like, building up the kingdom of, like, both are growing stronger in your faith with the Lord, and that's, like, helping. You know, it's going to help you guys go and, like, disciple to other people, which is pretty cool. But, yeah. What else? Do you have anything? I guess we also wanted to tie in with, just, like, our, like, walk with the, or we did say that, but, like, different anxieties and how that helped. I think for me, a lot of times, so freshman year, I went home a lot. And that was, like, such a, like, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm, like, that's one of the things I'm, like, I wish I could go back and stay, like, never, like, leave, because I, like, missed that time with Anna Claire and, like, that time with just, like, my friends in college. So if you are listening and you're about to go to college, like, I recommend, if you do live close, like, it will be hard if you are a homebody. And, like, I didn't even think I was a homebody, but it turned out I was. Like, if you are, like, it's okay. Like, just try to, like, stick through it, and you will have a fun year.
But, like, also it's okay to go home.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay to miss your mom and, like, go home.
Which was tying in, which it was really nice to see, like, Anna Claire being like, it's okay. It's okay to be sad. Like, it's okay to miss your mom. And so, yeah. So I think that's another thing is, like, your roommate, your accountable partner, she's gonna see you cry. She's gonna see you, like, be really sad about things, and it's okay to just kind of be vulnerable in those situations. And there's, like, another part, which of our friendship, so we had this, like, retreat, blah, 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 long story short, I, like this kid, and, like, he didn't like me back, and Anna Claire, like, knew all along, and I got so mad at her because she, at the end of the retreat, told me what happened, and I was like, how could you? Why did you keep it from me? But now, look, like, after I was done freaking out, I just realized how good of, like, a person she was to not, like, disrupt my time with the Lord and, like, learning, like, what I learned during that retreat. Like, if she told me what happened during that retreat, I wouldn't have focused on Christ and, like, what the pastor that weekend was, like, speaking, or, like, just, like, really worshiping him. Like, I would have been so distracted. So it's, like, other things too, where it's like they are listening and they are wanting you to be better, like, a better person. So it's, like, in those moments, if they do tell you something later on, or, like, keep something from you, it's not to hurt you. And, like, there's other situations where different friendships where it could, like, there's messed up, but, like, if they are your accountability partner, they're not doing anything to, like, hurt you. Yeah. I guess that's what I'm trying to get with that.
Yeah, I think they, like, know you best, and they know how you work best. So, like, I don't know, like, if I heard the news in the middle of the weekend, I would have been, like, distraught the whole weekend and, like, so upset about it, and my mind would have been, like, solely focused on that one event.
Which I'm so thankful that you told me that then, because then after, the steps that I took after that, I think turned into now what my relationship with that person is now. Like, it would have been different. So right.
It would have been so different if you, like, flipped out at the retreat and, like, sort of...
Exactly. Yeah. So in the end, she saved me, like, from a whole crazy thing. And so I just am so thankful for that. But that's another example of just how a sister in Christ can, like, help you in different situations too. Do you have any other examples?
I know, I'm trying to think about, like, how...
There's a lot, I feel like. Like, there's a lot of stories, but not a lot of things we could probably talk publicly on. I don't know. Oh, I guess no. Well, there's also just funny things like I guess this is more of like a roommate situation rather than like an accountability situation, but it's like your roommate's gonna know like your ins and outs of you. So like I go to bed at 10 o'clock. I like the lights off. I play my box fan on Alexa, and I like have my humidifier, and like Anna Claire would like know all these steps, and it'd just be funny because like at first she'd be like, "Oh my gosh, Olivia, like gosh. Seriously," and then in the end, like
by the end of the year, I'm trying to have box fan time even if she's home.
And she's going to bed at the same bedtime as me.
Get in bed together.
I promise I'll stay up late more. But then I say
now
that.
Now we have our own room, so it's like, I won't even know.
Yeah.
I'm going to shut my door. Good night.
I know, it's sad. We were just talking before this. So we're living next year together, and in like a 4-person like apartment, so we all get our own room. And I was like, Anna Claire, we gotta have sleepovers once a month.
I know. It'll be kind of sad, but we'll still share like the kitchen and the living room. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I guess what else? Any other things you can think of, like with just like different struggles you had that you can give advice for?
I'm trying to think. Can I talk about it?
I know. I know there's so much, and it's hard to like rethink so many situations and things. Just like you grow a lot is all I'm trying to tell people.
You definitely do grow a lot. Like in freshman year, you do like grow a lot as a person. So like in general, everyone grows a lot their first like year of college, and I think just like even if it's not your roommate, like surrounding yourselves with the right people is so important because you do like become like who you hang around. Mm-hmm. So I think even if it's not your direct roommate, have people that are like on the same track as you and trying to go the same direction as you, just to keep you accountable and like so you can grow each other in ways that are fruitful.
Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of times too, I didn't really mention this, is like if you know you're gonna mess up at a certain situation or a certain time, call up your accountability partner and be like, hey, I'm about to go do this, like, and there might be a certain situation where you're stuck or you need help, like, call them up. Like, they will come help you or, like, give you advice for, like, what to do. Or, like, if you call them up, be like, hey, I'm about to go to this boy's house. Like, do you think this is the right situation? Like, do you think this is the right idea? And, like, they're going to tell you straight up. And
it's 11 p.m., you probably shouldn't be.
Yeah, and, like, that's so true. And even, too, if you are the person, like, on the receipt or the answering side of the, like, you're gonna tell them the advice, like, be straight up with them, because in the end, like, it's gonna, like, suck at first to rip the band-aid off, and, like, you're not trying to be rude, but in the end, like, you want to help that person, and, like, if it does end up by you saying, no, like, I'm sorry, like, that's not a good idea. Don't do that. Don't do it.
Yeah, like, stings a little bit, but I think, like, soon they'll see, like, the benefits of, like, you helping them make them that decision, and it's, like, they didn't have to make it themselves, which I think is a lot, like, more helpful that like somebody made it with you and helped you, and that's always just I like that better.
That's true, and it works both ways. Like, it's not a one-sided thing. Like, it's definitely like a friendship that it goes both ways. It's not one way at all. Like, you hold someone accountable and that person holds you accountable. Like, never have it be one-sided, because also we're both growing.
Somebody will get drained.
Exactly. Like, we're both growing and we're both not perfect. Like, we all make mistakes. So it is like a thing where it's like, yes, like, they know you, so they're going to help you. But in the end, like, you do have, like, a Lord that loves you that you can, you know, talk to too. Like, she's not the only friend. She's just kind of like the person that kind of gives you a little push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes when you don't, like, hear the direct answers from the Lord, like, hopefully if you both are, like, just continually studying the word, and like hopefully it will, like, he can, like, almost speak through them and, like, I don't know, just be that, like, person to give you that direct answer when you need it, because they're studying the same things you are, and it's coming from the Lord in the end.
Yeah, that's good. And I think I encourage roommates and accountability partners to definitely pray with one another. I love that me and Anna Claire got to always pray together. Like, it would be random. She'd be like, I would have, like, some random thing. She'd be like, let me pray with you real quick. And then say vice versa.
Right before that big interview or that big audition, or just even walking back from the parking lot together, because that walk sucks. Like, just doing a prayer walk. Olivia introduced me to prayer walk this year.
Jessica Kubasai
really?
Me, like, And so it's so cool to just, like, do those. It was fun doing that.
I think those are so cool because, like, you're talking out loud to the Lord in, like, a space that you're always in and, like, always walking through. And I don't know, every time I'd walk up that hill, I'd think of that we would, like, pray together. And I don't know, yeah, just speaking out loud to the Lord, like, even, like, not even caring what other walking people thought.
You know?
Like, sometimes they're like, what are they talking about? Like, they're not there for that long.
Yeah.
I don't know, but.
That is true. You definitely, you work through a lot as, like, a person freshman year and with, like, friendships like that. But yeah, I think that's really a lot with accountability. But I also wanted to kind of transition into advice that we kind of wanted, that we wanted to know before we started freshman year. So how we're going to do is Anna Claire's going to, like, ask, like, this is my advice that I kind of wanted, and, like, tell, like, you guys who's listening, who's going to be a freshman this year, like, can listen and hear about it. And even if you're not a freshman, like, you can take this advice with you throughout college or even in high school if you're in high school too. So we're going to kind of bounce off each other, and she's going to say stuff she thought, and I'm going to say stuff I thought.
Okay, the first thing that, like, comes to my head when it's, like, what would I tell my freshman, like, going into freshman year self? Like, it's really not that deep. Like, nobody's counting the number of friends you hang out with per week. Yeah. Nobody's counting, like, the amount of, like, social events you go to. Nobody cares that much. Like, nobody's, like, I don't know, just, like, checking off things in your life. Like, it's your thing, or it's not. Like, I don't know, like, do what you, like, feel like the Lord is leading you to do, and, like, just don't do it for other people. Like, do it for your relationship with the Lord, and, like, keep him at the center of it. And I don't know, if, like, you're scared about, like, losing your track, like, and if that's constantly on your mind, then you're not gonna lose track.
Yeah.
Like,
that's good. I think adding on to that is don't be afraid to eat in the dining hall by yourself.
So true. We didn't do that till, like, I didn't do that till, like, the last month. And it was just breakfast before 9 a.m.
Breakfast. That's
Don't
really
be scared of dining hall breakfast. Core breakfast is good.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah. But I think it was funny because, like, one time, like, we would, like, eat by ourselves, and then Anna Claire would be in the dining hall. Like, I think it was, like, one time this happened where you were eating by yourself, and then I was eating by myself. Yes. It was just funny. But, like, definitely do that, because I think a lot of times, like, growing up, especially in high school, like, you always, like, have a buddy, or you walk with your friends in the hallway, and it's, like, you're with so many people. In college, it's not like that. Like, it's okay to be by yourself. And that was one thing that I was, like, I liked, but it was also different, because it's, like, you don't have to, like, walk into FCA by, like, with a bunch of friends. Like, you can walk in by yourself. Like, I feel like it was just such a, like, little high school thing where, like, oh, I need it.
I remember being so nervous for that, like, not having someone to walk with me to my classes, and, like, nobody's walking with people to classes.
You just put your headphones on.
Yeah, just put your AirPods in, find your own seat, and
then you'll meet people. Yeah, I remember that too. Like, first day of school, like, trying to meet all these different, like, friends in your classes. Yeah, it was definitely, like, scary, but then.
And I think another thing is, like, the first people you meet, like, don't have to be your best friends. Like, you're gonna have friends at the beginning that kind of, like, go in and out, and you don't have to find your best friends in the first week there.
Yeah, that's good. I think my advice I would have listened to is don't get so caught up, and that's, like, with everything. Like, even with, like, if you are involved in campus ministry, don't get so consumed on one thing. Like, really be open to everything, and, like, don't just, like, set your mind on one thing. Like, because, like, in the end, like, first semester is going to be so different than second semester, and you're going to meet so many more people second semester, and so many people told me that, and I didn't really believe them. I was like, oh, yeah, weird. But, like, you really do, and you really get to kind of gain a different perspective of, like, your school, your classes, like, the people you are, like, with and being around. Like, I don't know, it just kind of, like, flip of a switch. It's like, just don't get so caught up in things. Yeah, it kind of relates to, like, it's not that deep, like, you know. Definitely. It's really not. Yeah. Anything else? I'm trying to think too. I had so many.
I know.
Before I first started talking.
I'm leaving my brain.
I think don't get so caught up. It's, like, kind of just, like, loosen up. Like, I think I kind of was, like, not like strict to myself, but I just had all these like different boundaries for myself that I just wouldn't let loose. And like, I'm not saying like go crazy and go party so hard and get like hammered. No, I'm saying like it's okay to like stay up till 2 a.m. You're not gonna die. I think I like wouldn't stay up so late because I was like scared for the next day. But like, and then like you're gonna make a lot of memories and like
if you're a little tired the next day, it's okay.
It's okay. Just
go play pickleball till 11 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know. I think
take the 8 a.m.s.
Oh, I say don't, but take 9 a.m.s. Anna like the 8 a.m.s. I don't know what happened.
Don't take a night class.
Oh, yeah. Night classes aren't good. And, like, kind of get your labs in the middle.
Yeah.
In the middle of your day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you are struggling with business calc like I am,
drop out.
Okay, that's funny. No, either do it online in the summer or get help and find friends in that class that know what they're doing. Because that class was really struggling. Yeah, like Anna Claire said, I dropped that class. But I was just saying, she just finished Mrs. Calc 2 this summer. And I will say, like, if you're struggling with any class, like, just find people.
Ask for help. Like, honestly, that's not embarrassing either. Like, they probably have a whole tutoring building just dedicated to helping kids, like, at any college. Like, people are there to help you. People want you to succeed. Like, just ask for help. Like, even in anything, not even academics. Like, if you need help, just, like, ask for help.
Yeah. Like, you don't
it's not that deep. Like,
it's not that deep. Need help. And you're 19, 18, you're not going to know everything.
Adults. Yeah.
At the same time, like, you're mature enough to be like, oh, I am wrong. I do need help. Like, it's okay to, like, see that. I think it's okay to go to the gym by yourself or with a friend. Like, no one's watching. Like, I think I was so intimidated.
Like, what weights am I using? They're not big enough. Like,
and there's, like, so many gym bros in there. But at half the time, a lot of those, like, gym bros are, like, Christian. And they, like, don't care.
And they'll help you out when we almost drop the thing on our head.
Sorry, that's so funny. If you are going to be a freshman, don't go to nacho night. Just leave that. Leave that to the men of Malden. If you're
leave that a mystery.
If you go to Clemson, just leave that.
Don't mess with men of Malden.
Okay, we're joking on that part. A lot of our friends lived in Malden, so
they're probably gonna listen to this.
Yeah, they probably are.
That one that keeps telling you listen.
Okay. So what else do you have?
Let me just kick me under the table. Let me think.
They're getting a glimpse of our friendship right now.
I know. Let's see what happens. Let me kick you under the table.
Or I whack her because she says something embarrassing to people. I'm like, Aunt Claire. But it's funny because I freak out. I guess, okay, so me and Anna Claire had suite mates, and we made it kind of like a thing to, like, go get crumble or go on drives together, Dairy Queen, stuff like that, like, if you guys do have a car. And I think no one really told us, like, I think at the beginning of freshman year, I didn't think we were going to see our roommates that much. Like, we were definitely close to them, but, like, we all did different things, so we're like, okay, we'll just kind of see them in and out.
Whatever.
But it was really fun because me and Anna Claire had our debriefs, but then in the end, like, we went into their room and just, like, kind of, like, talked about everything and, like, did those drives. And I really just encourage everyone just, like, really, like, get to know their roommates because, like, you're going to live with them and, like, it's, even if they're random.
Yeah, even if they're not your best friends, like, I don't know, just hang out with them and, like, make little special memories. Like, whenever I go to Crumble now, I'll think of them, like, all of us making our car reviews.
We bought, like, matching PJs for our first night. And, like, that was so funny. But, like, we wore them first and then last night. And it was just, like, cute little, like, things that, I don't know. Like, you don't have to be the best as the friends. But in the end, like, I'll always be thankful for those three girls. And I think it really kind of, like, helps you, like, I think also having an open mind to everything and being positive. Because if you're so negative, like, you're going to have a terrible freshman year. Like, just be positive about everything. And, like, you're going to see the outcome of, like, there's always bad in every good and there's good in every bad. So always just look for the good, you know, and you'll be okay. Yeah. Anything else? This is more towards Clemson people, but I feel like every college is kind of similar. So
yeah,
you probably, like, take this and
don't
be afraid to go downtown by yourself. Only in the day. Don't, like, go downtown by yourself at night. But I just, like, used to, like, there's cute little coffee shops at Clemson that you can, like, walk and, like, do your work on, or, like, I don't know. go shopping, like, random things, but, like, I would always, like, hate that walk, and, like, but literally in the end of the day, no one cares.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, like, what else? Don't get random rides from guys on mopeds.
Don't ever do that.
Especially football players. and don't give the football players, like the hype. Like, yes, they're amazing, they're awesome, it's
don't give
so
any
cool.
Sport player the hype. They're just normal people.
Yeah, like, don't be like, oh my gosh.
I
don't know, because I think I know if they are friends that listen, like Alex, if he listens to this, but
Jake and Alex.
I don't know, they're just normal people too, and I think coming in as a freshman, like, this is not everyone, but I think some people are like, oh my gosh, like, I'm talking to this football player, he let me drive his scooter. Like, I don't know.
It's, like, not that deep.
It's not. It's really not. And, like, they're all people at the end of the day. Like, they're all just college kids. And, like, yes, it's awesome. Like, they
and I would say
football,
don't put anyone on a pedestal.
Yeah.
Don't put that one friend group that looks like they have so much fun on a pedestal.
Yes.
Don't put those, like, super spiritual people that you wish you were, like, on a pedestal. Don't put the athletes on a pedestal.
That is so true, because at the end of the day, like, if it is from social media, it's definitely all a highlight. Yeah. Like, all a highlight.
Definitely.
Like, I, like, was looking on Instagram the other day. Like, everything I post is from when I'm happy. Like, no one posts when they're, like, vulnerable and, like, don't want to show their face. Yeah. So, like, yeah, definitely social media is a highlight reel. People say that all the time, but, like, don't put them on a pedestal.
Yeah, I think looking at social media in the first few months is, like,
yeah,
wow, like, they had more fun at that football game than I did. Yeah. Like,
and then you don't know. They could have been so drunk and hammered and just took that cute picture.
They went home after, like, the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? Like,
me every football game. Not that me every football game went home.
She just went home. That's all she did.
Guys, I just can't stand the heat. I told my mom, I go, Mom, I'm going to every football game. She goes, you better wear some more cold clothes and I'll bring a fan. I'm like, yeah, I gotta get used to that South Carolina heat. I'm not used to it yet. But I think that's really it. Do you have anything else?
I don't think so.
But
I think I got everything on my list.
It's been really fun. Just kind of like going down memory lane.
I know. So many memories have like flooded back in my head. It was such a good year. And
yeah, we should definitely do this like every year we finish like a year and like kind of like look back on the year.
Just kind of like debrief the year.
Yeah. Debrief with y'all.
Debrief.
This is what we're doing. Maybe I should call it this. Debrief accountability with your roommate.
A series. Episode 1.
To be continued every summer. Yeah. But thank you guys for listening. Anna Claire's going to close us out, and we'll see you guys next week.
Okay. Dear Lord, thank you for this time on the podcast, and thank you for the listeners, Lord. I pray that they want to live for you, and obviously if they're listening to this podcast and listening what they have to say, then they're just striving to like live a life for you. So I pray that you would just help them in that, and anything that Olivia and I said that isn't from you would just like leave their minds, and things that were from you just like stick with them. And I pray for them as they go into this freshman year. I know they have nerves and just about classes, friends, literally anything, Lord, that you would just calm their nerves and give them that friend, accountability partner, just someone in their life that they can just like lean in on, and that will help them grow closer to you. And I just thank you specifically for Olivia, that she could be that for me in my freshman year, and now going into my sophomore year, and hopefully for many more years to come throughout life, Lord. Just thank you for her and this podcast. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Bye.